challenging yourself outside of your section of the league is also good because it's good to see what's happening across Germany. Like this weekend, the past weekend, we played against a team that was in another Regionalliga in another part of Germany, and traditionally they play a little bit more physically, and those games are always tough. But it was good. We actually won the game, so.
Welcome here on Sandy Bay Media for another episode. I'm joined by Danya Barcelona over at Victoria Berlin over in Germany. We're going to have a quick chat with her about the mid-season break and how Victoria Berlin's traveling. Welcome, Danny.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Good to have you on here.
It's nice to be here.
Fantastic. Well, look, how has it been returning back after the winter break or the summer break?
Here, winter break.
Break. Yes. How's it been returning back?
It's been okay, actually. It's kind of nice because in Germany it's cold to have that winter break. So when it's like very, very cold, you're not actually outside on the pitch, which can get, sometimes we train on turf and it gets a little bit icy or slippery. So it's nice to have a winter break. We did have a couple of games, like the last couple of games before the break got canceled because of COVID. So our break was a little longer than we would have liked.
Yep.
So the first couple of weeks, just getting back into the groove of things are a little bit harder, but we're in good shape right now. So no complaints at the moment.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah. And obviously just looking at some of those results. So there were some very positive outcomes from those practice games so far.
Yeah. We just won our last friendly game, and we have another one actually on Sunday. So that will be in 2 days, Berlin time. And it's kind of like a derby. So a team that plays in our league as well, which is a nice test. It'll help us see what position we're at right now, like with our fitness and our game speed, testing ourselves against another team in our league. So we're all looking forward to it.
No, that's definitely exciting. And speaking of some of those practice games, some of them were against teams in opposite leagues who are on the top end of the table. Were there a bit of a good test and sort of gave you an indication of where the team is at?
Yeah. Challenging yourself outside of, your section of the league is also good because it's good to see what's happening across Germany. Like the past weekend, we played against a team that was in another Regionalliga in another part of Germany. And traditionally they play a little bit more physically. And those games are always tough. But it was good. We actually won the game. So we're seeing that what the work that we put in the break and also before the break has been paying off. And we're just hoping that we can take that with us into the second part of the season to really just win the league and fight for promotion.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. And obviously preparing you, the team for those playoff games when you are playing against those other leagues in a competition match.
Yeah. I mean, we did play at the beginning of this season for promotion and we ended up losing. The situation was extremely unfortunate because we had come from, I want to say like 7 months of lockdown. So no training, no football, no nothing. And then we had a couple weeks and we had to play the playoff games. Now in Germany, it's different because the rules for each part of Germany are different. Okay. So the team that we had been playing against had the opportunity to play games already. And they had the opportunity to start training before we did. So we're hoping that this season, if we come off the season on a high, we win the league, that we will be able to be a little bit more ready. And because when you don't train with your team, you can keep your skills up by yourself. Yes. Everyone on our team was still training, going out to the field by yourself with the ball, or, what I mean? Always following the restrictions that were put in place at the moment. But it's just not the same as being in a game with your team. You don't have that snappy understanding with your teammates. So hopefully this year will be a little bit different.
No, I mean, that's fortunate to hear about sort of not having that prep time, but hopefully this year you'll have that enough time. And obviously this season, you guys are going extremely well. And that if you do go into a lockdown or things like that, you'll still be prepared for any sort of challenges and hurdles that are coming your way.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good staff. Our coaching staff is they do their best to prepare us if that's training off the field, with the ball, without the ball,
Yep.
stability, strength. So but that when we do get on the pitch, we are ready to perform.
No, that's great to hear that. And how does what are the teams? Sorry, what are the players going through, and what is sort of their reaction being back on the field now?
I mean, everybody in women's football, it's a little bit different from men's football because you get a lot of players who really play for the passion of the sport. Because in men's football, there's large sums of money that are flying around, and you do get those players that are playing because they're making a lot of money.
Mhm.
In women's football, a lot, especially on our team, people are playing because they love the game. So when when that's taken away from you and you can't play for so long, like we've had the last couple of years, it's really hard. And so when we do get back on the pitch, and when we did get back on the pitch, everyone's just really happy to be there. I mean, especially because we are all friends, not just teammates, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yes,
it's good. You get to, you meet back up with your friends, and you're seeing each other all the time. You're having fun. You're doing what you love. So the feeling in the atmosphere in the team is really great right now, especially because we appreciate, I think, let's say, more than maybe you take a little for granted when you're going to football every day for 20 years and then you can't go anymore. You're like, what? So
Yes, no, we're over here in Melbourne. We are well aware of that outcome, so we
yeah,
can definitely relate to that, and it's great to see that it is very much a community vibe, and just the girls are just happy to be back.
yeah,
Okay, well, let's have a
definitely.
look at the next three games. I'm gonna butcher the names of the next three games. Erfurt,
Effort, yeah.
Biskov Werder.
Bischofswerda. So it depends who you're asking for this pronunciation, because I'm speaking in English right now. So if my German teammates hear me say this in English, they'll be like, oh, no, 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 that pronunciation. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Do you know the German pronunciation?
Yeah, I'll always have an accent, like an English accent. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
when I say it, it'll never sound like a
A
real
proper German?
German person saying it.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. We'll get there.
Hopefully.
Okay, this one I can pronounce, Union Berlin. So those are your next three
There you go.
games, according
Yeah.
to Google. Um, what are your thoughts going into those three games, and obviously that derby game against Union towards the end of the month?
Well, I mean, right now our focus is on finishing this break, this, let's say preseason,
Mhm.
in and getting to the top form that we were in before the break. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just really focusing on ironing out some kinks that we might have had, some tactical changes, just really playing with each other and getting to know, the movements, and just making sure everything's solid to start the season.
Yep.
And then from there, I think the most important thing for us is to take it one game at a time, because there is no, like, if you go into the first game thinking about the third game already, you'll lose. So for us, we have to, especially for us, the rest of the season is really important. I don't even know who our second game is. So, and I don't care, because I'm thinking about the next game we have to play and winning that game and doing what we need to do for that game, preparing for that game properly. And then after that game, I'll take, our team will take one day off, and then the next day we'll start thinking about the next one. And I think that's really the key to having long-standing success throughout the season. It's always, maintaining that kind of focus.
Yep. No, perfectly well put there, and I can definitely see it, and it's worked for you and the team so far, and hopefully. So yeah, that first game, obviously, you guys are really excited and just wanted to keep going as it is.
Yeah, we're obviously really excited. I mean, Erfurt is always a hard team to play against. They're very physical. They play well. So we need to come out, and we need to bring our A game, which we will try to do, and hopefully we do. But we're always excited to play games. I mean, this is what you train for all the time. So
That's it. And then it looks like, and obviously you've had that perfect preparation over the last couple of weeks in this break period to ready to hit the ground running.
yeah, oh yeah, we're ready to hit the ground running.
Well, well, look, thank you for joining me and having a bit of a chat about mid-season, preseason break, and how things have been going so far. I just want to wish you all the best, and we look forward to talking with yourself and the rest of the team as the season goes on.
Thanks for having me.